Remember, I spoke to you last time about trust quotient, where I had shared my thoughts on what are the four components of trust. Uh, One, we had spoken in brief about credibility, reliability, and intimacy, and self-orientation. So this part two of the session on the trust quotient, I'll be giving my thoughts in brief about how we can leverage the strengths to make ourselves trustworthy. That is the purpose of this exercise, which I'm sharing in this part of the video. It has been found by results that as far as the trustworthiness is concerned, women are found to be more trustworthy than men. I am not saying this. This is what the results were found to be when different people responded to the kind of surveys done by Graham Greene and his team. And one of the reasons could be that women tend to score higher on intimacy factor. Second is that as we keep getting older, we are perceived to be more trustworthy. So you'll find this in almost all the fields, and with your experience, you may have seen this in financial services, maybe in healthcare services, be dealing with doctors, or as a matter of fact, in any other service-oriented industries. So this is one important outcome of the results done on the trustworthiness. So the next question comes: how do we leverage our strengths, and how do we be conscious of our weakness? It has been found that unlike in other areas of building up our skill sets, in case of trustworthiness, it has been found that focus on your limitations, focus on your weaknesses. So the impact or the benefit is much better, unlike the conventional way of focusing on your strengths. So let us now look at credibility. How do we improve upon it? So one way is you involve the clients better, okay? And second is to be more truthful. And generally, what we speak, what we say, they should be kind of a sync in terms of the body language, which will help the customer perceive it that we are indeed credible. And focus on the softer side of your skill sets, because here we are not talking of intelligence, expertise, or your certifications, be it CFP or AMFI or whatever certifications you may have. Focus on the softer side, and that will help you to actually improve upon your credibility. So the next portion is reliability. How do we improve our reliability? Quite simple. Make promises and keep them. And as far as possible, wherever you get an opportunity, try to demonstrate that you are indeed reliable in keeping your promises. Be precise in what is expected out of you. Be precise in what is expected out of the client. And since we are in the financial services, there are a lot of complexity involved, and whatever complexities you may have, keep it at the back end. But as far as the interface with the customer is concerned, the front end should be simple. That itself will make you more reliable, where the customer will perceive you as more reliable and not bringing confusion to him. And set expectations and meet them. So this is the simpler. These are the simpler ways of making yourself more reliable. Then comes the third part of the trust quotient, which is intimacy factor. So how do we improve our intimacy? And as I said, uh, be it male or female. Uh, of course, women folk have an additional advantage of having higher orientation towards being more intimate. But coming back to in general, be aware of others' feelings, be conscious, be tactful, and start exploring by taking customer into confidence and start accepting by customers confiding in you and retain the trust which is imposed on you in terms of the confidence. Be sensitive and improve upon the interpersonal skills. This is a simpler way to start being more intimate in dealing with your clients. We have covered all the attributes of being trustworthy, which is in the numerator, which is reliability, credibility, and intimacy. Now comes the very important factor, which is in the denominator, that is self orientation. Now, here we will share as to how you can reduce the self orientation and what are the things to keep in mind when we are dealing with clients. Simplest thing, as we are often fed and told to believe, let us also implement in spirit. Let us think clients. Let us be client centric. That itself will help us to improve our attitude of having lower self orientation. And remember, it's not about you. So long as I keep telling, while we do succumb to temptations, once our client goals are met, invariably the kind of confidence he or she has on you, your goals are all met to being a professional. And stop trying to control others, ask people how they're doing, and shut up and listen to them without any interruptions. And whenever you're walking to any client's place, check your ego at the door and discard it and say to yourself, this is the time of client. I'm devoting myself to the client in terms of trying to help him in whatever way to meet his or her goals. These are some of the simpler ways of reducing your self orientation. And mind you, before I close on this session of the part 2 on trust quotient, the weightage on self orientation is 3 times more than the weightage on the numerator, which is the credibility, reliability, and intimacy factor. So once we do this, we are on our way of being more trustworthy than before. And thank you once again for giving this opportunity and have a wonderful day ahead of you. Thank you.